Another Afghan provincial capital just south of Kabul has fallen to the Taliban in an offensive that's shown few signs of slowing. The latest is Sharana in the eastern province of Paktika. Videos from the Taliban appear to show the fighters releasing inmates from a prison. But as they advance, people are scrambling for safety. Afghans are pouring into Kabul from areas captured by the Taliban, fearful of living under Taliban rule. The UN is warning of an unfolding humanitarian catastrophe, specifically reports. All right, let's take you actually now to Afghanistan, where Ashraf Ghani, the president, is speaking. Let's listen into what he's saying.
The problems of the internally displaced people, our National Security and Defense Forces, who are defending the nation. I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful to the nation for standing shoulder to shoulder with our forces. Our first priority is to bring coordination and swift actions in relation to coordinating our ANDSF, our National Security and Defense Forces. I would like to assure you, as your president, and I know you are worried about the situation, we are going to prevent further displacement of the people and destitution for the people. I'm not going to allow this imposed war on our nation to lead to more bloodshed and to losing the gains of our last 2 decades and to damages to our public goods and infrastructure. Because of this, I've carried out consultations, widespread, comprehensive consultations with the representatives of the people and leaders and with our international partners. Consultations are being carried out in a speedy manner. I'm going to share the results with you quickly. Your well-being, your health, your success and prosperity are our concerns, our priorities. We are going to continue our efforts. Long live Afghanistan. This was
All right, let's go now live to Rob McBride in Kabul. So, Rob, there we heard quite a defiant message from Ashraf Ghani. Put it into context. What is the bottom line of his assurances to people?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've been all expecting this speech from Ashraf Ghani. He has become increasingly embattled by this crisis. There has been an awful lot of speculation that there might be some kind of change in leadership that he might announce, even possibly that he might be standing back from government. That's what the speculation has been about leading up to this speech. But as we've heard there, he seems to have recommitted himself to carrying on the struggle. He came on thanking the armed forces for the sacrifices that they have made. He has talked about trying to prevent further bloodshed and suffering of the people. He's spoken about not giving up all of the advances and the gains that have been made over the last 20 years or so. But that was it. That was the end of the speech. And it's very interesting because there has been an awful lot of pressure on him that there has to be some sort of political solution to this. It's not going to be settled on the battlefield, and the political solution might involve him stepping back and somebody else taking over. Certainly that's been the demand from organizations like the Taliban. They will have said repeatedly that if they're going to talk about any power-sharing agreement, then Ashraf Ghani is not going to be part of that picture. But as we've heard there, I don't know if this is going to change anytime soon, but for the moment at least, he seems committed.
All right, thanks so much to Rob McBride there. Let's bring in Victoria Fonton, Professor of Peace Studies at the American University of Afghanistan, joins us now on Skype from Kabul. Good to have you with us. If I could start with a point that President Ashraf Ghani mentioned there without elaborating. He did say consultations are underway. What exactly do we understand that to mean? Are these consultations and negotiations for a transition to a different government?
Well, that could be the case because this is something that the Afghan government has already proposed a few days ago. And it could be that this solution could end the current violence. However, the Taliban have asked for Ashraf Ghani to step down and have already rejected this type of negotiated settlement. So it remains to be seen what happens with the position of President Ghani.
It has been suggested that there is a mediation effort underway led by Ismail Khan to try and talk directly to the Northern Alliance. Might that lead to a transitional government that does not include Ashraf Ghani, as you were pointing out there?
This could well happen. I don't think that we have any information to speculate on that at this time. But again, it's all about the current government, its legitimacy, and also the stand that it is going to take in the next 24 hours. So if this government, if the president does not step down, then does it mean that we have different political factions claiming to be the legitimate rulers of Afghanistan in the middle of a war? Nobody knows right now, and I guess that the next hours are going to be crucial. The situation is unfolding really rapidly here, and there has been a lot of speculation about the stepping down of President Ghani, but so far it all remains to be seen.
Overall, the tone of President Ashraf Ghani's message there was quite defiant, saying he will protect the people, he will not allow the gains of the last couple of decades to be lost, and so on and so forth. From your analysis, though, with the latest gains made by the Taliban, can the government resist? Can it withstand this Taliban tide?
I do not think it can. There is a lot of talk in Kabul about the impending Independence Day. It's on Thursday. And many think that the Taliban are going to go for Kabul this week and declare independence on Thursday. So their latest gains are extremely significant. They're going for Mazar-e-Sharif right now, and it's time for a negotiated settlement. Every minute, every hour counts, and I think that the situation is so critical. Those advances are unlikely to stop unless the demands are being met. And that's extremely unfortunate.
What sort of posture do you expect from the international community, particularly the US?
I don't quite know, because every time they indicate to the Taliban not to cross a certain boundary, that boundary is crossed, and there is still negotiations, and there are still agreements sought, and there is still a lot of, in a way, diplomatic cajoling. And so I simply don't know what to expect right now. The focus is on the evacuation of embassy staff, and I think that the disengagement is quite clear and has been clear for some time. And there is also, from that perspective, a lot of defiance and intransigence too. So in a conflict where different parties are not willing to budge, then this, of course, leaves an open boulevard for the Taliban to just advance onto Kabul and for the winner to take it all, really.
All right. Thank you so much for your analysis on that.